Hi, I'm Bella Martincic, and I am a research assistant for Dr. Arlo Clarkfoos in the Hulk Research Lab. We're currently working on researching flashbulb memories and how that relates to COVID-19. So a little bit of background, flashbulb memories are created when people experience high levels of emotion during an event or hearing shocking news that leads to vivid and long-lasting memories. So for example, most people can remember a lot of details about their first kiss, or more recently, where they were and what they were doing when they heard about the news. The recent events in Boulder, Colorado, and Atlanta, Georgia this month. The ability to remember these very specific details from important or shocking events, even long past the event has even happened, is what is called a flashbulb memory. So back in March of 2020, the WHO declared the spread of COVID-19 to be a global pandemic. Around the same time, the US began to slowly shut down. There was a slow rollout of information from various news outlets about the virus, and many schools and states began shutdowns. 2020 was a very emotionally charged year, also due in part to the 2020 presidential election. The division in politics was very, very big and led many people to have very strong feelings and reactions to shocking events that occurred all throughout the year. In regards to this experiment relating to flashbulb memories, we wanted to know if people would have similar flashbulb memories or a flashbulb memory at all about when they heard about the shutdown due to the virus. And we wanted to know if their ability to form a flashbulb memory was in any way connected to their political affiliation. So, in order to collect the data, the Hulk Lab sent out questionnaires to adults in the US. The questions asked to see what they could remember from the event and how and to what extent, basically. So far, we've only gone through 43 participants' responses, and there's already a wide range of participants involved in the study. So participant responses have come from various cities across 5 different states so far. We have a wide age range of 19 to 64, and various careers, which I have added onto the slide, as you can see there, and political parties. So overall, our data suggests that yes, people did create similar flashbulb memories when hearing about the shutdown news. When asked to write about as much detail as they can remember about the moment they heard the news, the average word count across all the participants was 146.67 words, which is a high amount of detail. People could generally remember where they were, what they were doing, and what time of day they heard the news. So next, since we knew that the flashbulb memories had formed, we wanted to see if any political affiliation in particular impacted the amount of details a person could remember from their specific flashbulb memory. And we have discovered that people who are independently affiliated had the longest memories, so they had the longest word count when asked to recall about the memory. Republicans could more specifically report how many times they had thought about the event of hearing about the shutdowns to themselves. Both independents and Republicans could more so remember the exact date of when they heard the news. And Republicans and non-affiliates remembered more specific details about where they were when they heard the news. So with all this being said, there are some things about flashbulb memory data collection that are important to keep in mind. So first of all, major emotional and shocking events are hard to predict when they will occur, which is in part why they're shocking. But this means researchers will have to be quick after major events when they happen to collect the data, when this can be difficult because these events are, again, impossible to predict. So this can often lead to rushing to collect data and possibly leaving off questions from the surveys that might have been useful. But that being said, the data for this research was collected on May 1st, about a month and a half after the shutdowns began, because the lab needed to create the survey with the questions relating specifically to the pandemic on the spot and have it approved, which took some time. Overall, though, we see that hearing about the news of the shutdowns from COVID-19 created a flashbulb memory in many people, meaning that was a very shocking and emotionally triggering event for many people in our diverse sample, and we think this translates to the other adults in the United States. We also found that different political party affiliations impacted the specificity of the flashbulb memory made for people. Out of all the political affiliations, the data suggests that Republicans can recall the most specific details in many categories about the moment they heard the news. It remains to be seen what this increase in memory might mean for evolving views about the pandemic and a way in which local, state, and federal governments respond to the emergency. Thank you.